Hello and welcome to the Web News with our pick of the stories making the online headlines. Coming up on today's show, web users react to the grand jury decision in the controversial Michael Brown shooting. Outrage over the suicide of a student nurse in India. And rally driver and controlled skid specialist Ken Block in Los Angeles. Darren Wilson, the white police officer who shot dead unarmed black teenager Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri on August 9th, will not be facing criminal charges. After months of deliberation, the 12 members of the grand jury reached their decision on Monday, November 24th, determining there was no probable cause to file any indictment against the police officer. The news has drawn heated reaction online and across the United States. As we can see from these images that have been doing the rounds online, many have taken to the streets in several large cities in the US to voice their outrage over the decision, which they say is a denial of justice. Spontaneous rallies have been staged in New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, Chicago, Seattle, and also Oakland, with thousands gathering, shocked by the grand jury decision. Tensions have been high and some demonstrations descended into violence. Riots erupted in Ferguson, for example, with protesters vandalising street furniture and storefronts, looting and even setting fire to police vehicles. Riot police were unable to quell the violence, despite being deployed en masse to the Missouri city.
I give you my name, my number, and my address. I don't fear none of you. I don't fear.
And while some have taken their anger to the streets, others have been sharing their grievances on social media. The vast majority of posts denounce a legal farce, a travesty of justice, and pledge to continue to campaign for justice for Michael Brown. The movement has support from informal hacker group Anonymous. Just a few moments after the ruling was announced, a video appeared online with members promising to do what it takes to avenge the young man's death.
This is a breaking statement from Anonymous. The world is watching, and it is time for us to act. We will avenge Mike Brown.
Early November, 19-year-old nursing student Reena Roy, who was working at a private hospital in Kerala, southern India, was accused of bullying two fellow students. A few hours later, she was dead after falling from the 10th floor of the hospital. Local police didn't see any need to open an inquiry, but a growing number of Indians think otherwise and are questioning the circumstances around her death. They've taken to the streets demanding answers, and the movement's also gaining ground online. Around 50,000 people have united behind the Justice for Reena Roy campaign on Facebook, started November 10th. Many have posted tributes to the nursing student, sharing photos in which they're lighting candles to pay their respects. Others are angry, saying the hospital employing Reena Roy did everything it could to hush up the story, and there was no commentary from mainstream media or politicians. So web users are now calling for a boycott of Indian press in protest of the media silence. And with the online and street campaigning gaining momentum, Kerala's Interior Minister has since posted to his Facebook page announcing there will be an investigation into Reena Roy's death. His post has garnered over 4,000 likes. 285 million people in the world have diabetes, and with type 2 diabetes, 80% of cases can be prevented with lifestyle changes. This infographic, available on the Visually platform, looks at some of the stats and facts about the condition. And while 70% of people with a blood sugar imbalance live in low or middle income countries, it does affect those living in richer countries too. In the US, for example, diabetes kills more people than breast cancer and AIDS combined. Paris's Grand Palais has launched the Matin Créole social media initiative as part of its current Haitian art exhibition. The museum's introducing web users to the Creole language by tweeting in French every morning and providing the translation in the dialect, which is spoken by over 10 million people. Short, simple messages, most of them encouraging people to come and see the works on display in the French capital until February of next year. When Disneyland California closes its doors for the night, around 200 cats are left to roam the theme park to rid it of rodents. Head to the Disneyland Cats Instagram page to find out more. The account is full of photos and more often than not a short text with a pussycat's name and or its favourite place to go mice catching. In this video we see professional rally driver and controlled skid specialist Ken Block tearing through the streets of Los Angeles. This spectacular clip was filmed on roads closed off to the public, and you can check it out in its entirety on the Hoonigans YouTube channel.